From the bustling streets of Manila to the sun-kissed valleys of California, we're blending the heart and soul of Filipino Sinigang with the freshness of the Golden State. Prepare for an epic fusion journey.
If you're new to the channel, I'm Geronimo, and I'm a professional chef and product designer in the San Francisco Bay Area.
So as a child, the tangy and comforting warmth of Sinigang filled my family's kitchen. Though the pork ribs version was a favorite, I secretly loved the healthier salmon belly version my mom would make once in a while. Today, I'm inviting you on a delicious adventure where we'll blend Filipino heritage with California's fresh bounty. Sun-ripened tomatoes, earthy chard, and rich salmon belly team up to create a fusion that's both nostalgic and elevated. If you're ready for this epic fusion, get your aprons on and let's get cooking. Alright friends, let's dive into our flavorful signature broth. We'll start with 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of olive oil in our pot over medium heat. This olive oil isn't just the base, it introduces a subtle fruity note, balancing the richness of the salmon belly later on. Once the oil's shimmering, add 1 onion sliced and 8 garlic cloves minced. Saute for 3 to 4 minutes, laying the foundation with these fundamental building blocks of Filipino cooking. After sweating our aromatics, add 6 ripe Roma tomatoes, quartered, and cook for 5 to 6 minutes. Their natural acids break down to add tartness, balancing the salmon belly's richness. Now, pour in the water. We like a lot of broth, so 6 cups are 1.4 liters. Once it reaches a gentle boil, which should take about 7 to 8 minutes, dial down the heat and let it simmer. This simmering time of about 10 minutes is when the flavors truly infuse, creating a broth that's both complex and deeply satisfying. Now for some sour power. We're adding in 3 tablespoons or 45 milliliters of tamarind paste. As it melds into our broth, you'll notice its deep, sour signature. To balance this tartness, we'll add 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of coconut aminos. This gives us a touch of savory that rounds out our dish beautifully. In the last 2 minutes of simmering, season with salt and pepper. Adjust according to your taste. Remember, cooking is also an art, and you're the artist, so taste and adjust to find that perfect balance. Next up, our vibrant veggies are taking center stage. First in line are 2 to 3 daikon radishes, sliced to about 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters thickness, and 1 cup or about 100 grams of green beans, cut into 2 inch or 5 centimeter pieces. These aren't just here for crunch and freshness. Radishes impart a slightly peppery flavor, while the green beans soak up all those wonderful flavors. We'll let them simmer in our aromatic broth for about 7 to 10 minutes. Once our radishes and green beans start feeling at home, we'll introduce the chard stems. Chard, with its earthy flavor, is a delightful companion to the tang and savory of our soup. Drop in the chopped stems and let them cook for another 3 to 5 minutes. They'll add both color and a slightly different texture. Now for the star of the show, the salmon belly. Carefully nestle 1.5 pounds or 680 grams of salmon belly sections, seasoned with love, into the broth. They don't need long, just 4 to 6 minutes. We want them tender, soft, and perfectly cooked, so they melt in your mouth with every bite. Just before we finish, in goes the chard leaves. Their vibrant green will contrast beautifully with the rich flavors of our soup, and they'll need only 2 to 3 minutes to wilt, infusing the broth with their leafy goodness. This addition completes our dish, giving it the perfect balance of textures, colors, and flavors. Now it's time to plate. First things first, ladle that gorgeous, savory broth into your favorite personal-sized bowl. Don't be shy, ensure you get a good mix of our ingredients in there. Next, nestle those beautifully cooked pieces of salmon belly in the broth. These are the star of our show, so let's make sure they shine. Now, scatter the radishes, green beans, and chard throughout the bowl. Their contrasting colors and textures make our dish pop visually and on the palate. If you want to elevate it even more, consider a sprinkle of freshly chopped cilantro for garnish. They'll add a pop of color and introduce an extra dimension of flavor. Lastly, add a mound of rice on the plate to make it a meal. And there we have it. We've got a comforting bowl of Filipino warmth made with California love. This sinigang would make your Lola proud. Let's dig in. Alright friends, it's time to do a taste test and I can't wait to eat this. And the first thing I'm gonna do is try the broth. Ooh, it's nice and tangy and a little sweet from the tomatoes. And it's pretty refreshing, honestly. So the way I like to eat this, it's kind of hard to eat soup with one hand, is put some of the soup on the rice here. And then I like to add some veggies. Got some radish, some chard, and then I'm gonna add a little piece of the salmon belly. It's a big bite, but I got a little bit of everything. And bon appetit. Wow. So that salmon belly is super buttery and rich. And with the nice contrast of the tangy soup and the fresh vegetables, it really balances everything out. And I really love these radishes. They're just like a nice little crunchy bite. Now I'm just gonna get a bite of these California tomatoes. Really nice and tart and umami at the same time. This soup is super comforting and I love these flavor profiles. It's really nice to switch things up with a sour and punchy flavor. I can't get enough of this salmon belly. I can't wait for you to try this California-inspired sinigang to add to your recipe box. If you like this video, you're gonna love this video here where I show you how to make hearty and fall off the bone Hawaiian oxtail soup. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe as it really helps out my channel a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.